Hello, friends. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Getting myself ready, getting my hair pulled back. Man, I'm telling you, this camera being turned around, reflecting is really, it messes me up big time. Interesting. Good morning, friends. Hello, hello, hello. Today is Tuesday, February the 3rd, all day long. I am live here doing Oracle card readings. It is 9 a.m. I'll be live until about 10:45, 11 a.m., depending on how the list is going. Excuse me. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, Jackie. I see you. Hello, Crystal. Hello, Aurelie. I think that says Aurelie. Good morning, Sus884. Good morning, good morning. I'm so excited that you guys are here. So before I get started, this is going to make me crazy. Before I get started, I just want to let you guys know I have a series of workshops coming up. They are spread out over the next couple months. I think I'm doing 2 a month. Tickets for these are all available. They range in topics. I have the Megan from Solar Glow Meditation. She's the woman who uses the dowsing rods. She and I are going to do a workshop where you can ask her questions. She can talk about using her rods and maybe give you some instruction on how to use them if you're interested. I also have a workshop coming up about death. We're going to demystify death. We're going to talk about it through the lens of energy and how it is a transition and all this. And my guest for that is a PhD candidate. She did her research in near-death experiences. I also have one coming up called The Energy of Mediumship. This is 2 classes for the price of 1. You get the first half is a class with me about energy, and the second half is a class with Melissa on mediumship. I'm also working on putting into the ether. I'm working on creating a workshop with Larissa of Goddess Giving Numerology to teach us about numerology. And I'm meeting with Sam later today to set up a workshop on channeling. So make sure that you guys are following along, that you go to my website, that you go to Eventbrite and you get all the information on those things. Tickets do have a limit. I have a certain number that I can allow into the room. But each ticket comes with a link to watch the replay later in case you can't make it live. We want you to be able to participate as much as possible. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Debbie. Hello. The workshop on channeling is in April. If you go to my website and you click on Tools for Transformation, it will take you to a list of links that you can see when all of those things are. You can click on them and it will take you right to the ticket sale. So you can see that. So, Crystal, I got you. So we have a list going this morning already. I am super excited to be here with you guys next week. Just a quick announcement. Next week, I will not be here doing any live readings. Friends, I'm going on vacation and I'm going to enjoy my vacation. I'm going to be in the Dominican. I will put videos while I'm there, but I am not going to be doing any kind of live readings. I'm going to actually enjoy my vacation for the first time ever, going on vacation and not doing any work. First time ever. So I'm very excited about it. Make sure that if you are watching this, that you are live with us, that you're not, delayed in the broadcast, especially if you bought a reading. You want to make sure that you're live. Just to let you guys know, if you have paid for a reading or if you want a reading, this is how it works. Readings are $25 US, and that's payable through PayPal or Venmo. Please do not send payment through YouTube. If you feel like sending a gift through YouTube, that's fine, but it cannot be for a reading because YouTube does get 50% of that. So that's why. I go in order of the list. I take payments as they come in, and I have a list. I have a finite number of readings I can do because my energy gets tapped and then I have to quit. So keep that in mind. I also am not going to read anybody else's energy without their permission. So I'm telling you, this camera being backwards, someone has got to fix this for me because it's driving me crazy. I'm not going to read anybody else's energy for you. I'm not. It's a violation of my own ethics and their energy, and I'm not going to do it, but I will be happy to read for you. We're going to go ahead and get started. My list already this morning. We have Miriam up first. I think you're on here with a different name. Remember, When it's your turn, when I call your name for your reading, what I need you to do is comment, "Hi, it's," and your name, because the display name that you have on YouTube and the name that you sent payment with don't always match. And I need to be very careful that I'm doing readings for the correct people. So make sure that you're here in the room, make sure you're paying attention when your name is called, because we don't want to you don't want to miss anything, right? Just want to remind everybody that the readings go back up on my channel as soon as the live is over. You'll be able to go back and rewatch the readings yourself. You can watch it as many times as you want, get more information from it as possible. Keep an open mind. Sometimes what I have to tell you and what you think you need to hear are not the same, but I guarantee you what I have to say will resonate somewhere in your life. You just have to let go of the idea that you have to understand everything immediately, right? All right. Good morning. I'm looking younger. Well, thank you. Hi, Miriam. I see you. I'm going to pin that message. All right. Miriam is up first. After Miriam is my friend Jackie, and then Crystal. That is the list so far. Good morning from North Houston, Texas. Welcome, welcome. You guys, I did release a free class for you earlier today on my channel. It's a little short class about crystals and the energy of crystals. If that's something that interests you, go check it out. It's on my YouTube. It's free. Go check it out. All right. Miriam, I am very excited to read for you, my friend. I am also going to assume that if you sent a payment that I have permission to read your energy. So I'm just going to dive right in. I'm trying to save time on my stuff. So, and Wade is correct. Do me a favor and please go out and like this live. It helps build the energy behind it. Helps me out. All right, Miriam. So, Miriam, the first thing I see when I come into your energy, my friend, is a lot of pink. Your empathy is on 10,000, right? The dial is turned up to 10,000 right now. Don't kill the messenger. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being empathetic. However, if observing everything around you is causing you a feeling of anxiety or discomfort, you have to do yourself the favor of not spending all your time focused on things that are out of your control. That is not to say to bury your head in the sand. I'm not saying that, but I am saying you can observe and not be part of. You cannot push against and get something different. This is the law of attraction. What you are focused on, you are going to get reflections of in your energy, regardless if you want it or not, because law of attraction is neutral in nature. When I look at your energy, you have all this rosy pink energy. This is the color of the high heart. This is your empathy. It's full on projecting and it's over its boundaries, which means you have more outgoing empathy than you have incoming care for self. You've gotten a little bit out of balance with that. Not bad, just enough that my guides are like, hey, let's pay attention to this, right? Let's remember that you can't fix everything for everybody always. You have to take care of yourself as well. I also want to tell you that your root is very active. The root is the base of all the understandings you have in the world. This is where your worldview is housed, and all of the teachings that you came into this existence with live there. There's some restructuring happening in there is what it looks like, as if I feel like it has something to do with, I almost want to say working, but I'm not sure that it's working, right? Mary and Kristen, I see you. It feels like something outside of me, right? Something outside of me that is shifting, that feels related to an obligation. That's why I want to say work, because I feel obligated to be there, but something with that is changing and it's stirring up some insecurities in that root. I think you're going to be fine with this, friend. I really do. All right. So here's what the cards have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. The first thing that's being brought up is lack of faith. My guides are asking you, friend, you have to believe in yourself because you are literally walking into a state of expansion. You are learning a hard lesson in self-sufficiency, which means that sometimes it's going to be difficult. You have to learn that you have to replenish as much as you give out. You cannot fill someone else's cup from an empty pitcher. Replenishing yourself helps to give the best version of yourself to them and you, and it solves a lot of problems. There is this feeling of not taking the time to replenish and do the things you knew for yourself because there's an obligation outside of you that feels like it's taking all your time, right? there's this feeling of wanting you to not allow that to happen anymore. You have to find better balance with that. This is clouding your judgment when it comes to some of the choices you're making. And your guides are saying, hey, I need you to be a little bit more selfish, a little bit more self-focused right now, just to help bring these things in. I'm going to fight with this microphone. My guides are also acknowledging you have a lot of support. I understand that it may not feel like it in the moment, but when you take the steps to make the changes that you want to make, you will have the support that you need in order to take those steps. The next thing my guides want you to know is there's a feeling of resolution and determination coming forward. The resolution and determination are fun to see together. That means that you are going to solve your own problem, friend. This is not someone coming to rescue you. This is not someone like handing you the answer. This is you taking back your power and saying, no, I can do this. Part of that is pulling in your empathy, making sure you're replenishing yourself and getting your energy back into balance. You cannot focus on everything out of your control and expect to feel any kind of control in your life, unfortunately. So very much wanting you to get this under control. Understand that if things are not going the way you want, right? You have to choose to be the alternative. You cannot push against and expect things to go differently, right? You have to choose to be the alternative. If you feel like, to give you an example, if you don't like the homeless problem, you can't go out and protest homelessness. You have to go somewhere and donate your time or donate to money or food or something. Be the alternative. Get momentum going in the other direction. I'm going to update the list in just a minute, friends. Give me just a minute. Miriam, thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. I want to answer the question, who is the person I'm doing the death class with? You don't have to yell at me, friend. You don't have to do caps lock when you're doing this. All right. Hey, Whitney, welcome in. Her name is Brianna Rodriguez. She's a PhD candidate. She did her research in near-death experiences and has created a database of thousands of near-death experiences to find commonality between them. That's who I'm doing that class with. She is incredibly intelligent and has a lot of good information. Miriam, thank you, friend. You have a big heart. You have a big heart, but you have to remember some people are not willing to help themselves and you can't do it for them. You can't. Miriam, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I have a sneeze coming, so give me a second. I'm going to update the list real quick. Jackie, my friend Jackie is up next. Excuse me. Jackie is up next, followed by Crystal, Mary, Kristen, Pam, and Beverly. That is the list so far. I have a mod in the room here. Whitney Vance is my mod. If you have a question about me or anything I do, you can ask her and she can help you. If you send a payment and it is not acknowledged, please also remember. Thank you, Jackie. Please also remember to let them know if you send it to the wrong account. If you send it to my private account, not my professional account, I don't always see it. So you have to make sure that if you send a payment and I don't acknowledge it, to let Whitney know so that she can tell me. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for all the blessings. I'll take it. Jackie. Jackie, when I look at your energy, you got wheels on your feet, girl. Where are you going? You got wheels on your feet. Looking at your energy, it is fast moving. You are in momentum and there are wheels on your feet. That doesn't mean it's going to be smooth sailing. And be really clear about this, but something you've been working on has picked up speed, picked up steam is what they're giving me. Wheels on the feet going very fast, but I do see some speed bumps along the way. The thing with the speed bumps is you have a choice. The speed bump can knock you out of balance and knock you over, kind of like roller skating down a hill, okay, on the street. There's a speed bump down there. You can see it coming. So you can adjust yourself, adjust your speed, adjust what you're doing so that you can get over the speed bump and it doesn't wreck your whole day. Or you can just keep plowing forward, go over that speed bump, launch into the air and see what happens. It's totally up to you. My personal suggestion is slow down a little bit. There feels like something that's going very fast, momentum wise, and it feels like it's, I don't want to say sweeping you away. That's not the right term. But it's almost like it can be easy to get caught up in, is the best way I can explain it. Like, I'm going too quick. You have breaks, right? When I look at you, Jackie, this energy feels good, but it's going really, really fast. And it feels like the energy can become overwhelming. Remember, you can take the time to slow down and say, no, I need to reset. I need to do this. And law of attraction and the universe, source, whatever, they're not going to be mad at you. You're allowed to slow down and say, I need a minute. Okay. This is what I'm telling you. This is what I feel like you need to do. There's something that you're pushing towards, which is not bad and it's going really well and it's going to start going faster, but be mindful because there are some speed bumps along the way. When you hit those speed bumps, they're just redirections to get you to slow down and pay attention to something that may not be fully resonant in your energy. It is not intended to knock you on your butt, right? But if you're not paying attention, or if you don't, I don't want to say not paying attention. If you don't, what's the right words here? Just pay attention to your reactions, I guess is the best way I can put it. I don't know how else to say it. They keep showing me wheels on the feet, going very fast, lots of momentum. Be careful of the speed bumps. They have the potential to knock you down, but they don't have to. Slowing down, integrating, moving through is the easiest way to do this. The thing you're moving towards is the right thing. You're going in the right direction. There's just a few little redirections along the path, just a little bit of redirection along the path. That's all. Jackie, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I have already said. Friend, you are walking into a brighter future because you are the one driving this car. That's exactly what I was saying with the momentum. My guides are asking you to please make informed decisions. Can we get a hello on the confirmation? Please make informed decisions. Don't let the speed bumps knock you on your butt. Just because something isn't working out the way you expected it to doesn't mean it's not working out. Be mindful of the definitions that you're putting on things. Dissension, letting you know there are some speed bumps coming, but also wanting you to know that it shows you that there are some things that are maybe not resonant with where you are. So don't let your frustration get the best of you. My guides tell me this is pulling on some triggers from when you were younger, especially about expectation and things not working out the way I want. They're asking you to work your way through these triggers so that you can let go of the inner conflict that this brings up inside of you every time you start working on something. My guides also want to acknowledge you have good support where you're going and that your dreams and desires are quite literally in the palms of your hands as you walk into this new beginning that you're setting up for yourself. Just the word of caution, pay attention to the speed bumps. They're there for a reason, to slow you down so that you don't get knocked over as you go through these things. These speed bumps may be triggers around the idea of expectations or things not working quite exactly the way I wanted them to. Ooh, Jackie, good morning. Thank you so much. You guys, we've had so many solar flares. We had another X flare this morning. Something's building. It's like charging a battery. Jackie, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, my friend. I appreciate you every time you're here. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Crystal, excuse me, Crystal, you are up next. Crystal is up next. After Crystal is Mary, Kristen, Pam, and Beverly. I obviously have plenty of spots left. Good morning, Celeste. Good morning. Good morning, you guys. Do me a favor. If you have not gone out and liked this live, please do that. It does help me. As I always tell you guys, my goal is to build my passive income on YouTube to the point where I can do these readings for free. The best way you can do that is by watching and sharing my videos. That's all you have to do. If you want to cheer the video or whatever it is, that also helps, but not necessary, but it does help. There you are, Crystal. I got you. All right, Ms. Anderson. Another solar flare, an M7 just now. Crystal, when I look at your energy, all the center chakras are the most active. That doesn't mean that the others are not active. It just means those center ones are most active. We're going to talk about it from the bottom up because that's how the energy is traveling. It's starting in your solar plexus. This is the seat of how you see yourself in the world, the home of creative expression. The more you allow yourself to creatively express, the more authentic you will feel. It is a self-feeding circle. Something shifted in here. Almost like a recognition of a piece of myself that maybe I'd put to the side or something like that. Something being brought back into. They're showing me a pie with a missing piece and the missing piece being added back in. This creates a complete picture. This has sparked something in your heart space. This is not just a healing, but an outward push of energy. So through the realization of whatever this missing pie piece was, it sparks some healing in the heart space, making me feel as if I'm more complete. But also at the same time, it is projecting out that that green energy of healing. This leads up to the throat. Friend, your throat chakra is nice and active. This is the home of manifestation. The throat is the bridge between inner and outer worlds. It is your inspired action that creates manifested things in your 3D reality, right? So perhaps this is an idea that you have around healing that has started to get a good amount of momentum going behind it. They're showing me like a spinning top. Now they're waiting for you to take some inspired action. I don't know if you're waiting for the perfect time or something like that. Friend, there's never going to be a perfect time, and you don't have to do it all at once. I think where a lot of people get caught up is they think I want to start my own business, and if I can't do it tomorrow and it's all ready, then I don't want to do it. It takes time for things to work. You are an unlimited being, but you're in a very limited environment. So you have to play by the rules here in this environment. My guides are showing me taking small inspired steps towards your end goal is going to not only help this come forward in a natural way, but also in a sustainable way, so that you don't find yourself scrambling to keep up with something that is not what you exactly wanted, right? So whatever this idea is, they're asking you to embrace it. They're saying it is the right time for it. You do not have to quit your job. You do not have to run away and join the circus, but you can take small inspired steps to help move you in that direction. If it is something that you want to do, a trick, I tell a lot of my clients, I don't have a name for this. I call it the double lens technique, but that's really a misnomer. What I want you to do is at the top of a piece of paper, you're going to write out your idea. Let's say your idea is to move. I'm moving, and then put 1 year. And on that piece of paper, I want you to list every single thing that you can possibly think of that you would have to do between now and that year in order to be able to move in a year. Then you turn that page over, you write 6 months, you go back to the other page, and everything that would absolutely have to get done in 6 months goes on that side of the paper. And you keep cutting the time in half until you get a list of about 2 or 3 things. And that is your list. That's where you start. Not only does it give you a roadmap of ways to do things, but it also gives you a satisfactory thing to check off your list, right? All right. So, Crystal, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. First of all, my guides are saying there was a neglected piece of you that has finally been put back in, like the piece of the pie that was missing. They're telling you now is the time to go after that thing that's making you feel enthusiastic. They want you to reach for your enthusiasm, friend. This is how you start to make progress and move forward in your journey. My guides also want you to understand this is going to require you to confront some of the insecurities that you have about not being able to do this. Those little reasons that you give yourself not to do it, are they reasons or are they excuses? My guides are asking you to reassess some of these things. Where are you telling yourself something that you can actually do more than you're allowing yourself to? This may take a little bit of introspection, but what it does, it's going to remind you of your inner strength and help you walk right into that brighter future. They just need you to make a little bit better decisions about the things that you're doing so that you can walk onto the path that's been opened for you. So whatever this idea is, Crystal, you got to go with it. It can be small now. Small steps, small inspired actions are what's going to lead you to a sustainable manifestation. Kat and Jack, good morning. So Kat and Jack, they may not be speaking on the same frequency as you. That's okay. Good afternoon from Ireland. Good morning. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello. Ooh, I'm already burning up. This energy is hot today, friends. It is hot today. Crystal, thank you so much for allowing me to be here and read for you. I appreciate it. Ooh, Mary. Ow, Mary. Alchemy. Also, the numerology workshop I'm working on is going to be great. Hey, Zen Scorpio just found me a few days ago. Love my Schumann updates. I'm so glad. Did you know I have a very free class? I have a free class on the Schumann. If you go to my website and go Tools for Transformation button and click that button, there's a class on there. You go to that website and it will have a free class on the Schumann for you. Thank you, Crystal. I really appreciate you. You guys, I have several ways for you to connect with me. I'm constantly on podcasts. You can probably search me on Apple Podcasts. I'm going to come up a bunch of times. If you go to my Patreon channel, you can find all the podcasts that I've been on that has been shared, that the link's been given to me, will be there. Also, YouTube has lots of resources. My website has tons of resources. There's lots of ways to work with me, and a lot of stuff is free. So check it out. All right. Mary, you are up next, my friend. Come on down. Mary is next, followed by Kristen, Pam, and Beverly. List is still open. Hello from the Netherlands. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Remember, when I call your name, I need you to comment, "Hi, it's Mary," so that I know who you are, because if your display name is not the same as the name you paid with, I unfortunately cannot tell that. So I need you to say, "Hi, it's Mary," when it's your turn, or whatever your name is, right? So Mary, come on down and say hello. Also, make sure that you're live. Make sure that you're not back a little bit. I've been live for 24 minutes, so make sure that you are caught up to the live as you are watching this, just to make sure that you get your reading in there. So after Mary is going to be Kristen, then Pam, and then Beverly. So make sure you guys are here and ready. If you'd like a reading, readings are $25 US. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Kat and Jack. Readings are $25 US, Venmo or PayPal. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Mary, where are you? If I am not seeing your comment, Mary, you can tag Whitney. She's my mod that's in here with me this morning. Going back to look and see if I see her. Don't see her. All right. So we're going to put a pin in Mary. We'll give her a few more seconds. We're going to put a pin in Mary. Kristen, are you here in the room, and are you ready, friend? Hi, Kristen. I'm excited. I don't know where Mary is. So we're going to do Kristen. Mary, I'm still holding space for you. I'm still ready to do your reading. So make sure you say hello, and hopefully we'll do that after Kristen, okay? Kristen, I'm excited to read for you. Your energy is full of purple, full of purple. I don't know how your ears are doing, but they might be ringing right now. When I look at you, the first thing I see is a ton of energy up here in that crown. Your crown is nice and open. That thousand petaled lotus is nice and open, ready to receive. There's a drip of that energy. This is what I want to see. It's moving down through the third eye and dripping down into the throat. Hasn't quite made its way to the heart, but it's working its way down. Some new thing coming online up here. Pay attention to your ears. Your ears keep being brought to my attention. Pay attention to your ears. This doesn't mean you're going to hear a voice like the booming voice of a burning bush. No, okay. But it could mean that your internal voice shifts a little bit. Could mean that you start hearing different tones and pitches. Could mean that songs do something for you. I don't know exactly how it will manifest for you, but your ears are really getting my attention. And the feeling of wanting you to pay attention to the small things in there. Everything is connected. Everything is connected. Either it is or it isn't. You don't get to cherry pick, right? So those weird noises that you hear when you walk into a room, they all mean something. It's just learning to pay attention and attune to them so that you can better understand what it's coming, what's being offered to you. Again, your ears, they really are pointing to your ears on this. I keep seeing ears, and now my ears are actually itching. It's like the vibration is so much that the little tiny hairs in my ears are itchy, right? All right. Pay attention specifically when you come into or exit rooms with certain people in them. There's a shift in frequency that happens, and they're showing me that your ears are becoming sensitive enough or aware enough to pick up on the subtle shifts in the frequency when you enter or exit a room. This may sound like tones, pitches. I don't know how it will sound to you, but pay attention. It feels like there's a couple people in your orbit. I don't know that these are close people. They almost feel like coworkers or co-collaborators on something that I don't want to say they're doing anything bad, but I don't think they're listening to the suggestions that you're making, if that makes sense. It's almost like I'm looking at them, trying to talk to them, and they have their fingers in their ears, not listening. So pay attention to that. Your ears are really getting my attention here. All right. Kristen, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. My guides want you to understand that there's something going on that needs your attention. First of all, they're giving you informed decisions, wanting you to know, again, pay attention to how you feel when you walk into a room, especially with certain people. I don't know who they are, but I think you know who they are. There's something going on as if they're not listening to your question. They're not listening to something you have to say and are making decisions They're showing me like a bulldozer, like running over what you want to do. I don't know if this has already happening now, or coming up soon, but it's very active in your energy. Your ears keep getting highlighted to me, so pay attention to the pitches and tones that you start picking up on. My guides want you to understand that you have to let go of trying to control how things look for you, remembering that you are an individual, unique frequency, and the way things manifest for you may not be the same as they manifest for someone else. So that means your clairaudience specifically may not look like a booming voice from a burning bush, but it may be a subtle thing like pitches and tones, or hearing music, or whatever it is, trying to get information to you. What my guides want you to understand is whatever this little issue is with whomever this is going on, you're going to be fine. You're actually going to come out of this better than you think, as long as you make the commitment to not back down from what you know you want from this. My guides tell me it's just getting rid of an ineffective team, as if there's some people around you with, I don't want to say bad, but maybe ulterior motives to do things more for themselves than for you, even though you're supposed to be in a collaborative environment or something like that. So just pay attention. There's a little bit of clashed interest in there. I mean, I don't know how much confirmation I can give you on this, but your intuition is on point and they want you to pay attention. As you resolve this conflict, what will happen is what brings up a sense of restlessness in your energy. That's because you're closer to where you're going than where you've been. And they want to remind you, you're the one driving the car. Don't let someone bulldoze you into doing something you don't want to do because they think it's a better idea. You know what works for you. You are the expert on you. No one else is. And you have to trust that you know that. Okay. Kristen, there you are, Mary. I've been calling you, friend. I don't know where you've been. I'm glad you're back. All right. Darlene, I see you. Kristen, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I hope it was helpful, Kristen. Mary, I got you. You are up next, friend. Kristen, thank you again. I hope it was helpful. Pay attention to your ears, girl. Pay attention to your ears. They keep giving me ears over and over and over again. Ears, 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 ears. Girl. Thank you, friend. Remember, you can always go back and watch your reading later on the replay. I just need you here in the room when I do the reading so I can make a connection. Mary, I am so excited to read for you. I see boxes being packed. What? I smell cardboard and I feel like boxes being packed. So, Mary, I can't tell, honestly, if this is a moving experience or a cleaning out of a closet experience. What I'm looking at image-wise is someone in a house in the closet. The closet is full of old stuff, old clothes, old shoes, old stuff. This likely could be metaphorical in nature. We'll get there. As I'm looking at the person in the closet, they are taking things out and putting it into a box, not throwing it in, not throwing it away, but lovingly putting it into a box as if this served me well. This shirt served me well, but I'm done with it now. I'm going to put it in this box and I'm going to move beyond that. Okay. Metaphorically, what this could mean. So this can be one of two things. It can be physical in nature, meaning you are moving. There's a move coming up either for your home or your job or both. Or this feels almost more metaphysical, like there are some things in your closet that you've been hanging on to that you need to get rid of. When I'm shown clothes, typically it has to do with a role that you've been fulfilling for a while. This isn't something I'm leaving behind because I don't like it anymore. It's simply I'm leaving it because I've outgrown it or something better has come along. When they showed this to me, you're very lovingly putting this into the box as if I loved this and it gave me a lot of wonderful things, but I am moving beyond it. I do want to say that the closet has a lot of stuff in it. A little overstuffed, as if you've been overwhelmed with trying to fulfill too many roles for too long. And now you're finally getting rid of some of these. Usually when I see this, I'm also given the feeling of transformation. I don't know how to explain the feeling because I can see you clearing out the space. Closet can be metaphor for a couple different things, but when they're showing me this, they're specifically showing me clothes. This feels like a role that you've outgrown. Feels as though you're putting these things in the box. You're not running away. You're moving on. It also feels as if as you start to pull some of these things out of the closet, there's the realization, oh, I love those boots that I forgot I had kind of thing. Remembering some pieces of self that maybe you forgot. This feels as if it's been a long time coming. This is not a surprise. This is a natural evolution. Leaving behind one role and stepping into a new role is kind of what I'm being shown. Mary, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. Number one, my guides want you to understand that there's been for a while an ineffective team around you. This may mean that you've been trying to fulfill roles or do things for people where they are unable to help themselves or unwilling to help themselves. You're now moving beyond this role and stepping into something better. My guides tell me there's a little bit of a bumble or a rumble in this as you move forward, a little bit of maybe the people that you used to do everything for are not so happy that you're not doing everything for them anymore. But again, just want to remind you, not necessarily your problem. Grown people can take care of themselves. You cannot do, be, or say everything for everyone. You have to take care of yourself. This is where introspection comes in. As you start to get rid of some of these old roles, you want to really look inside and figure out where you want it to take you. What do you want the new roles to look like for you rather than the old roles that you're fulfilling? This not only puts you back into a state of balance, but it reminds you that you're the one driving the car. Friends, this card has come up in every reading this morning. When cards repeat like this, it is part of the collective. We are all the ones who drive our car. You have to remember you're the one in the driver's seat. You don't have to be, do, or say anything you don't want to. I understand we have obligations, but that's not the same. You can embody the role you want to see. Whoever told you you couldn't be or do whatever this is you want to do, they are wrong. Your inner peace and your conviction is what's going to lead you forward. They're asking you to allow this to happen because not only does it bring King of Pentacles forward, but it brings the family abundance card. So this change, this getting rid of an old role fulfills some need in you that helps to bring a sense of accomplishment and abundance and all these wonderful things. Boy, Mary. Boy, friend, I am excited. I am excited for you. I don't know if you're physically moving or not, but it definitely has a sense of getting rid of old stuff, like decluttering a closet, undoing some roles that I used to fulfill. So just something to keep in mind. Mary, thank you so much. You guys make sure that you are watching live, right? Make sure that you're live. It is now 9:36 a.m. Central Time. If you pay for a reading and you're not here, I can't read for you, right? Mary, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate you. This camera being backwards throws me off. Happy Tuesday. Oh. Okay, Din. Hello from India. I love it. I love India. I've never been to India, but I have such a love for the bright colors and the music and the dancing and just I have such a love for that culture, obviously on a very shallow level because I don't know enough about it, but I really admire that the Indian culture embraces color, that they use so many colors and things, and I think it's just beautiful. Definitely a role change. I love it. Mary, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. You're going to be good. You just have to remember you're the one driving the car, right? All right, Pam. Pam, you are up next. Brianna, I see you and you are on the list, my friend. I'm going to update the list real quick. Pam is up next, followed by Beverly, Darlene, Carol, and Brianna. Hi, Pam. Buenos dias. You guys, I'm going to the Dominican on Saturday. I cannot freaking wait. I am a warm weather girl. I get recharged by the ocean immediately. I cannot wait to get into the ocean and charge my energy and cleanse and just ground. I need it so badly. And this is the first time I'm taking a vacation and not working. You guys hear me? This is the first time I'm taking a vacation and not working. And I'm still even going to be doing my morning videos. I'm just not going to be doing any lives. When that came up in the reading, a raven flew by. Wow. Love that. I'm so excited too. All right, Pam, I am excited to read for you, friend. Pamela, you got a lot of orange too. Well, Amy, hang out. It'll hit you. All right, Pam. When I come into your energy, the very first thing I see is a sunrise and it's orange. And I freaking love this. A sunrise for my guides is always an indication of something new coming forward. And orange is the color of your sacral chakra. Sorry, I was getting a little tongue tied. It's the color of your sacral chakra. This is the home to the roles that we play, the name tags we wear, and the relationships that form as the result of this. As I look at this sunrise, it has a lot of energy in it and it feels really beautiful. There's also a yellow outline to it. So your solar plexus is part of this also. This is the beginning of a new role coming forward, just like Mary, a beginning of a new role. While she's cleaning out her closet, you're already done cleaning out the closet and walking into the new sunrise. Sunrise is an indication of something new coming forward. This can be a job switch or a change in relationship status of some kind. Doesn't mean romantic, could be professional, could be personal. I don't know. But something is shifting enough that it has a ripple in the rest of your energy, enough of a shift in this role that it changes things for you. This feels very connected to feeling more like myself. Feels almost professional in nature. I'm hesitant to say that, but it feels outside of self. So this also feels like a role that you're taking on or stepping into that helps you feel most like yourself. This can be shifting a job to one that feels better for you, a promotion, a lateral transfer, or something. Could be working for yourself or stepping into a new role as a healer. I can't tell. Whatever it is really feeding that solar plexus and helping it to gain in strength. This is what you want to see. This is how we find balance, by doing the inspired action that helps us feel more like ourselves. They're also showing me your hands. Usually when I see the hands, it has something to do with healing or a tool. I don't see anything in your hands, but it has weight to it, as if there's something invisible there. Like you have a tool in your hand that you're not recognizing is there, a skill that you have that you're not recognizing will be helpful in this new role. So to give you an example of what that might look like, I have clients. I had a client who was a therapist, like a licensed therapist, clinical therapist. And she and I were having a session and she's like, I feel like I'm stepping into something new, but I don't know what it looks like. And it's because she was not recognizing that she was being encouraged to incorporate some of her intuition into her sessions with people. And so it's the incorporation or the coming together of two different things like this to work together instead of fighting against each other is what it feels like. This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. Pam, as you walk forward into the sunrise, there's an unveiling of truth. I feel like very much this has to do with the combining of things, the coming together of two things, the tool in your hand that you're not paying attention to, and the new role that's coming forward. What my guys want you to understand is things are going to start to evolve and move very quickly for you because you have finally put yourself back into a good state of balance. They are encouraging you to push on and embody all of your creative vision because this is where momentum is coming from. This ties up some loose karmic ends of putting yourself to the side and putting everybody ahead of you for a while. Girlfriend, okay, we all do it, but we're going to stop, right? Wheel of Fortune has spun around and facing in your direction doesn't mean it isn't going to take work. But this work is different because it feels aligned. It feels better. It feels as if it's better meant for you. I don't know a better way to say that. So as you move towards this, what's going to happen is all of your insecurities are going to start to get stepped on because all manifestation casts a shadow. The things in those shadows are the things that kept you from manifesting whatever it is you think you want. As you move closer to the manifestation, those triggers get more and more intense so that you can let go and integrate them so you move forward to the new frequency level. The King of Pentacles comes forward to say, girl, I got your back. You're going to be fine. And it brings you back into a state of balance. All of this together, friend, I'm telling you, you are moving into a new role of some kind. It has a sunrise and lots of beautiful orange and yellow to it. It feels good and encouraging. It feels like you have a tool in your hand that you are ignoring. Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's simply listening to your intuition when it comes to a business deal. Sometimes it's literally pulling out your cards. I don't know. All I can tell you is I can feel the weight of a tool in your hand. Pam, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it, and I hope it was helpful. I don't know anything about Vedic astrology, so I can't even answer that question. I know very little about any astrology. I am very frequency tuned. I see everything in frequency, everything. When I talk to people in private sessions, I can quite literally physically see frequencies around them. They kind of look like floaters. Depending on how fast they're vibrating and how close to them they are, tells me the possibility or probability of whatever that frequency is embodying itself into your base frequency. That's how I work. If you ever have a private session with me, the best thing I can tell you is come with a list of questions. Don't just show up and say, I'm here to hear what you have to say. The way my energy works is I am a frequency coach. So I need to hook to your frequency and bring you to me, right? But if you just open the door and say, whatever, it's very hard for me to make a connection. I need you to write down some questions. I almost would guarantee you, you're going to ask one and all of them will get answered through the conversation. That's how it works. Just to let you know, make sure that you are live watching this, especially if you have paid for a reading. It's 9:44. I will be live until about 11 a.m. Beverly, you are up next. Come on down. After Beverly is Darlene, Carol, and Brianna. I have plenty of spots left if you want a reading. I would love to. I'm not going to promise to do that. I don't have time. I do not have time. I am incredibly busy, thankfully, and I absolutely love it. And if I ever have time, I will look more into astrology. My brain shuts down when I try to read anything about astrology. It's not my jam. You know what I mean? I believe it. I believe in it. And I love it when people tell me about it, but my brain doesn't work that way. My attunement is to frequencies, but I will absolutely, if I have time, check it out. Hello, Mama Fox. Thank you for being here. All right, Beverly, you are up next. Listen, I'm going to answer your questions all at once. I believe in everything, but I don't have expertise in many things. My expertise is in frequency, vibration, and manifestation. That is my expertise. I don't believe that we're designed to know everything about everything. That's too much information. Instead, we each have something we sort of specialize in. And when we come together, we create a complete picture. If we all knew everything about everything, there'd only need to be one of us, right? I love to hear about it. I learn to learn about it. But when I look at crystals and gemstones, I'm looking from a frequency perspective. I have a class out for free on YouTube on that, actually. Hi, Grammy. Is that you? You're Beverly. Do me a favor, you guys. When it's your turn, please say, hi, it's me, and your name. Because if your display name and your payment name are not the same, I need to be 100% sure that I am reading for the proper person. So please, when it is your turn, please comment, hi, it's me, and your name, just so I know who it is. Grammy, if you are Beverly, I need you to say, I'm Beverly, please. Just help me out. Just help me out. Well, thank you, Mama Fox. I appreciate it. Good morning, Aquarian Moon. Good to see you. I hate to be that way, but I have read for wrong people before, and I cannot afford to give away free readings, unfortunately. Not right now. Love to in the future. Just let me know. Please say, hi, I'm Beverly. It's incredibly helpful, more than you think. All right. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry to be that way, but I'm trying not to make mistakes. After Beverly is Darlene, Carol, and Brianna. Brianna. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Well, thank you, Renee. All right. I'm not going to get you to say that you're Beverly, are you? You're just not going to say it. You're just not going to say it. That's all right. Here we go. Beverly. All right, Beverly. So as I come into your energy, the bottom half of your chakras are lit up. The red, the orange, and the yellow are very active. Red more than orange, orange more than yellow in descending order, or yellow, orange, red. This tells me there's a lot going on in your physical environment. Our energy system is a circulation system, is the counterpart to your blood system, right? So all your energy is meant to circulate and support. So right now, your energy has shifted down into the bottom half of your energetic system. That is not bad. It's not good or bad. It's just how it is. The reason that happens most often is because there's a lot of activity in your physical environment that is stirring things up in your root. When I look at your root, it looks a little bit unstable, as if it's trying to expand, but there's a little bit of resistance and letting go of something in here. I keep hearing listen, I don't want you to take offense to what I'm about to say. I'm only telling you what I'm hearing. I keep hearing the term, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. But what I want you to understand is that is such a lie. There is no such thing as being too old or too young to learn something. You're always able to learn. I think you're telling yourself that you can't do something, but you actually can. It may take you a different technique to learn it. It may take you more time than you expect. It may bring up some frustration, but there's something that you're telling yourself. I keep hearing you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I keep feeling like that's not true. That's a lie. There's something that you're holding yourself back from because of an excuse that you've come up with based on other people's observations. Like someone else outside of you looking at you and saying, you're too old for pink hair. Who cares what they think? You want pink hair? You dye your hair pink, right? This is a push to get past some belief system in your root structure that tells you that you have to fit into these descriptions that were given to you over time. When you're this age, you do this. When you're this age, you do this. When you're this age, you do this. All of that is out the window. And you're being encouraged to do it anyway. Don't let someone else hold you back because they've planted a thought or an idea in your faith, in your head, to make you think it's impossible. That's not true. They're asking you to embrace this, okay? You have to let go of that feeling you can't do it because someone else told you can't. I understand the feeling of judgment. I understand that we're all brought up with that, but I also understand that that lives entirely in your head. And while there will always be someone who is judging you, within 5 minutes, their attention is on something else, and you have to let go of it. You cannot hold yourself back because of what someone else is telling you, and that is so prominent in your energy. Beverly, my guides want you to know you literally have the opportunity to start out on a brand new path. This is the Fool, and it's telling you you are at the start of a journey, but you are holding yourself back because for whatever reason, you don't think you can do it. This is the delayed festivities card telling me that you are the one that's holding you back. Instead of hanging on to the disharmony and feeding this insecurity inside yourself, your guides are asking you to turn away from that and recognize that the clashed interests around you are just a contrast to help you see there is a better choice. If you don't know what you don't want, you don't know what you do want. So my guides are asking you, they're acknowledging that things are difficult. There's a little bit of a hardship in your space, but the more you reach for the enthusiasm, the thing that makes you feel excited, the more you're going to feel that sense of inner strength, right? You have to turn away from that feeling you have that you have to live up to everybody else's expectations and you have to fit into the little definitions that they've given you. This opens you up to stepping into the new beginning that is quite literally being offered to you. You started and ended your reading with a Fool and a new beginning. I cannot be more clear than that. There is an opportunity available to you, but you have to let go of the definition that someone else gave you that's making you feel like you can't do it. All right. Beverly, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate you. Yes, the channels chair are available. Whitney, as my mod, you get tickets to all of these events that I'm doing, right? So don't buy any. I just want to remind you, I will send them to you. I forget. Okay. Is the 30-minute one-on-one time enough? It goes by really fast. And you do have, if you have a lot of questions, the reason I am only doing 30-minute sessions is because my house is on the market. And if someone needs a showing, I need to be out of my house within 30 minutes. So that's why I'm only doing 30-minute sessions right now. Once I move, I will reopen those 1-hour windows. It may be helpful if they are general questions about law of attraction manifestation to come to the channels chair, because that's a big community gathering where you can ask questions as well. So that's why I'm only doing 30-minute sessions. I can't tell you anything about your frequency friend. Like I said earlier, I can't afford to give away free readings. I unfortunately have bills to pay. I keep them as low in price as I can. Chelsea, I see you. Channels chair tickets are on sale. If you go to Eventbrite and look me up, you can see all the events that I'm hosting. I have some amazing people. Larissa from Goddess Giving and I are putting together a workshop on numerology coming up in June. I mean, there's going to be a lot. I haven't bought the house yet, but thank you. I'm so excited. The workshops are going to be so fun. So fun. All right, Darlene. Just a reminder, I did put out a little mini free class today on YouTube. Put it out there. Yeah, I'm excited. I've got it all designed in my head, so I'm very excited to see it in the physical. I'm very excited. I've been designing it in my head for a while. Darlene, you are up next, my friend. After Darlene is Carol, then Brianna, and then Chelsea. Hi, Darlene. Ooh, girl, your solar plexus. It's like a volcano. Whoo, that solar plexus. All right, Darlene. So, Darlene, when I look at your energy, I'm going to describe the scenery that I'm seeing. I am seeing a beautiful young woman standing on a beach. The waves are in front of her, and she's looking out like this, right? Like shading her eyes from a beautiful, brilliant sun. And in the distance, I can see a ship, maybe a cruise ship. It looks like a big ship. I don't know if it's a cruise ship or what it is. And it's coming in my direction. There's anticipation, right? Oh my gosh, I see it. I see it. Oh my gosh, it's coming. It's coming, right? So, friend, I'm going to tell you right now, this for me feels like a very real, very physical manifestation that you are working towards. I can clearly see it in your energy. It is a little ways off, and there's a lot of water between where you are and where it is, but it is moving its way towards you. The water is always an indication of emotion. I want to tell you right now, whatever this manifestation is big enough that it's casting a pretty large shadow. That means all your insecurities around whatever this manifestation is are going to start rising to the surface to be integrated and gotten rid of. How do you know that you're over a trigger? You stop having reactions. That's how you know. So, for example, if you want a new house like me, all of the insecurities around getting that house, I can't afford it. Am I good enough? Blah, 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 blah. All these things are going to get pushed on and stepped on in a variety of ways because you cannot resonate with the frequency that you've assigned to that house and the triggers associated with it. So you have to get rid of all the triggers, and then you can line up and merge into that new frequency. You are quite rapidly moving like this towards that manifestation, but it's still a little ways off. I am again saying this feels like a very real, very physical manifestation in your life, something you can touch, something you can see, feels big. It looks to me like a giant cruise ship, but I don't know what that is representative of. There's nothing that I can see in the way between here and there. I can see a lot of water. Again, water is always an indication of deep emotion, as if there's some old triggers. They're showing me old triggers that are associated with this that may feel super sensitive as they come to the surface. This is not about getting frustrated and not doing it. This is about removing yourself from the emotion of the trigger. I see that this happened to me, period. This is how I felt about it, period. I'm allowed to feel that way, period. What am I going to do next? Question mark. This is what they're asking you to do. All right, friend. This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I have already said, Darlene. It is literally a house where I can teach meditation. Girl, I can see it. I can see it. It is there. You have to get out of the insecurities, though. All those triggers. Listen, here we go. Darlene, you stand on the edge of potential. This is where you are right now. If it was an ocean, it would be a representation of what I was seeing. All of this potential is moving its way towards you. There is going to be some hardship that comes with this. This is associated with the triggers that you have around this thing that you want to bring forward for you. It is absolutely moving in the direction of you, and it's trying to get there. What my guides are asking you to do is, as these triggers come up, turn inward, see where they came from, and take the power away from it so that you stop reacting to it. Remember, your triggers are your problem. The eggshells you drop all over the floor, nobody else's responsibility. Pick those suckers up, right? This is a rebalancing of a karmic lesson. Remembering, of course, that karma is about balance. It's not about you are bad, you need to learn a lesson. It's about balance between two sides of an equation. So this may be about not looking to someone else to, don't take this the wrong way, but it may not be like, I need someone else to help me do this. This may be about realizing I can do this on my own, right? What my guides want you to know is you have a good connection with your higher self. This is well guided, and there is a resolution coming forward for this. You have to be careful not to overwhelm yourself with the triggers as they come forward, but you are absolutely moving forward on the path of spiritual growth. The restlessness that you feel is simply because you are much closer to where you're going than where you are. This just requiring you to do a little bit of self-evaluation to get some of those triggers gone. Boom. Before the magician lands right in your front yard. Girl, Darlene, okay then. When you get your retreats up and running, let me know. I'll come teach for you. All right, Darlene, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I hope that was helpful, my friend. That was fantastic. I'm super excited. You guys, there's so many manifestations coming forward. So many people with this energy of manifestation. The sun, I'm telling you, there is something coming. There is something coming. I am not saying it's a great solar flash. That's not what I'm saying. I don't necessarily buy that logic. It doesn't resonate with me. Okay. I don't think humanity is helpless. I don't think aliens are coming to save us. We're going to save ourselves, but it's going to be uncomfortable. And the earth is supercharged right now. So, I mean, who knows, right? I got another sneeze coming. Whew. Excuse me. Yes, Amy, DNA coming online. You know, there's no such thing as junk in nature. Whoever came up with that theory of junk DNA is just ridiculous. Who's ever seen junk in nature? Nobody. Nature doesn't make junk. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a reason. Recumbent DNA is just unactivated DNA based on the environment which you find yourself. Friends, this is just science. Thank you. All right. When my kids were little, my daughter, she was hilarious. When I would sneeze, she'd go, "Demons be gone." It's pretty funny. All right. Carol, you are up, my friend. Come on down. I'm super excited to read for you. I love seeing so many manifestations in the energy, you guys. This makes my heart super happy. We are doing so well. Hi, Carol. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Perfect. Hello, friend. Welcome, everybody. Do me a favor if you haven't gone out and liked the live, do that. Hey, Mary Ellen Monroe. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, friends. All right, Carol. Oh. Did you watch Pluribus? Why are they showing me Pluribus? Huh. Going against the tide, standing up for yourself, feeling as if you're getting a lot of resistance, being called names because of it. Friend. All right, Carol. When I come into your energy, the very first thing I see is quite literally Carol from the show Pluribus, right? Oh, another Carol. Hey, look at that. Carol McElhearn, I see you. I'm reading for the other Carol right now. Carol S. How fun is that? Can we say confirmation? So the first thing I see when I come into your energy, Carol, is Carol from Pluribus. In Pluribus, Carol is the main character, and she's going against the tide. She's not falling into line with everything that's happening. She's the one who's seeing under the surface. She's the one who's seeing through the BS, right? When I look at you, they're showing me this as if to let me know that that's how your energy works, that you can see underneath the patterns. You can see what's behind the motivations for some people. And I can see that you are a heavy reflector in your energy. This can make it difficult sometimes, right? Because as you reflect to people their own problems, they get mad at you because people don't like to take accountability for themselves. They'd rather blame someone else and give their power away than take accountability and fix it, right? It can make it very uncomfortable to be a reflector, especially in turbulent times. As I look at your energy, I feel like you see under the patterns, through the patterns, and beyond the patterns to see what's really going on. But I also feel like you get pushback maybe from people around you whenever you try to offer this. It's kind of the feeling of like, all right, so here's the best way to explain it. I have clients who get angry at me because I point things out to them that they weren't aware of, right? But that's like being mad at someone because you're in a dark room and they turn the light on and you realize the room is dirty, and now you're mad at the person who turned on the light. You're not mad at yourself for dirtying the room. infallible logic, right? It's not good. So the feeling when I look at you is that you're able to see beyond the surface of things, and maybe that doesn't always make it easy for you. I also feel like as a reflector, people have reactions to your energy because what they're seeing is making them uncomfortable. It reflects a place where they aren't doing things for themselves. It is not your job to save anyone. You can simply offer these things. And I don't want you to stop doing what you're doing because it feels very good and very guided. All of your energy is active. The chakras that are most active, I would say, are your heart and your high heart. This is the inner healing of self and the outer healing of others. And these two things are kind of in conflict, as if I want to help other people, but it's hurting me every time I try to help them and they turn me down or say something mean or whatever. You cannot sacrifice yourself on the altar of others. You have to do what you need to do for yourself. I do feel like there's a bunch of people around you who maybe are stuck where they are, stuck and unable to see beyond what they've built for themselves or what they've put themselves in somehow, but you don't have to break the illusion for them. The best thing you can do is simply live by example. As an adult learner, you have to learn that way. I mean, I have a degree, I have a master's in adult education. I'm telling you, adults don't learn by words, they learn by actions. They're going to watch you and see what you do. The best thing you can do is live your life to the best of its potential, and they will come along, right? Carol, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I have already said. Yes, I got you. All right. My friends want Carol S. My guides want you to understand. Okay. Hold on. I'm just all right. Sorry. Carol S. This is what my guides want you to understand. There's a little bit of imbalance in your energy right now simply because there's a feeling of paying too much attention to someone else's reaction to me rather than paying attention to my own feelings. This has again made you unstable. So nice. They said it twice in your energy, literally. This is a big theme for you. They need you to get back into balance. All that's happening right now is you're building up a feeling of self-defeat, but it's defined by someone else's perceptions of what you have to say. In order to fix this, you're going to have to do a little bit of evaluation of yourself. Where are you giving too much weight to someone else's opinion of you? Right? My guides tell me that as you do this, it brings you not only into a place that feels like victory, I did this, I celebrate this, but also a feeling of inner peace and progress. This not only helps to heal your own wounds, but friend, look at this. It puts you back into a state of balance. Listen, you got two out of balance cards saying there's too much energy going out, too much attention to things around you. And the idea that if you just let go of that and stop letting other people influence what you think about yourself so much that it puts you back into balance. You're not so far out of balance that you can't fix it, but you got to give power back to self. It's not my job to tell you what your zodiac signs are. Carol S., thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Mike, what's up? Melissa. I see you, Melissa, and I know that I can't see you on the screen, so I will remember that. All right. Thank you, Carol. Brianna, you are up next. After Brianna is Chelsea, then the other Carol. I absolutely love how fun that was. I'm reading for Carol, and another Carol sends a payment. That is confirmation to a T. All right, Brianna, come on down and say hello. You are up next. After Brianna is Chelsea, then the other Carol, Kelly, Melissa, and Lainey. Come on down. Brianna. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I'm saying it right. That's nice. I don't do that very often. Oh my gosh, it is so hot. I'm like burning up. I've been hot. Since I sat down. The energy today is energying. Sorry, give me 2 seconds here. Oh. All right, Brianna. I have a good friend with the last name Tobin. Very good friend. Oh, this camera being reflected is messing me up. All right, Brianna. All right. So, friend, as I come into your energy, you're in the Midnight Garden, and I love this. All right. So, the Midnight Garden has a lot of symbology to me. I'm going to explain what I'm saying and tell you what it means. I'm looking at you. You're outside, you're under the full moon, and you are working in the garden with your hands, not a tool, but your hands are in the dirt. They're really churning up the dirt. There are seeds in a pocket on your side, like in a little pouch, and they look magical, like magic beanstalk seeds, right? They're sort of sparkly. The full moon seems important. So, I don't think it's this most recent full moon. I think there's a full moon coming up that around that time is when these seeds start to germinate. Okay. So right now you're planting the seeds for something that feels very magical as it comes to the surface. This can be small little actions that you're doing, little pieces of inspiration that you're following, little ideas, something like this. They look magical, they're sparkly, and you're planting them. The full moon feels very important. Not this past full moon. I don't know that it's even the next full moon, but something about a full moon and things rising all the way to the surface. The seeds are being planted now. You're planting them in the dirt. I do feel like this is going to take a little bit. So not maybe next month. I don't know. They're showing me that the seeds have to grow, that they're nourished by the light of the moon. They're very magical in nature. The little seeds, they just keep bringing me back to these little tiny seeds. They almost look like pumpkin seeds, little tiny sparkly seeds. But right now you're tearing up the ground. I feel as though there are old roots being torn out. This can be the letting go of old ideas, old understandings, old teachings, something to that effect. These are all being pulled out of the ground right now, making room for something new. Dorothy, I see you, and you are on the list. I only have 4 spots left, you guys. Please be patient with me, though. Whatever this is not a surprise. This is something you're actively working towards. It feels very small right now, as if it's far in the distance to you, but I think it's closer than you think it is. Putting this in the dirt feels very rich, very what's the words I'm looking for? Nutrient dense, whatever this is, but it does take time. They're asking you to be patient. And remember, even though you're an unlimited being, you are in a limited environment and you have to play by the rules here. So things are coming forward. Don't let your impatience get the best of you. Okay. Okay, Brianna. This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. First of all, number 1, youthful emotions is about impatience with this. Be careful that your impatience does not get the best of you. The Wheel of Fortune has spun around and is absolutely facing in your direction, and it is leading you towards a time of fulfillment, a time of being able to sit back and relax. As you are planting the seeds in the ground, you are building up the potential behind what comes next for you. This is a total lesson in empowerment. This is you doing this for yourself and not someone else doing it for you. However, what my guides want you to understand is you must be careful that disappointment doesn't get the best of you because it's not happening exactly how you pictured it or exactly when you pictured it. Expectations are a killer, friend. You have to let go of those narrow expectations and allow it to become whatever it is, trusting that the feeling you are going to get from that is the same feeling you were expecting to have, even if it looks different physically. My guides tell me you have a good balance in your space and they need you to release the need to control how this manifestation comes forward because all it's doing is overwhelming your energy. They also want you to know that your dreams and desires are much closer at hand than you think they are, and just confirming that this is guided by the higher self. This is not some willy-nilly throw it in the wind kind of thing. This is a definite guided by the higher self kind of thing. It feels like you're just starting to plant the seeds of this, whatever it is now, but it feels very magical in nature. Dorothy, I see you, friend. You're on the list. Brianna, thank you very much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. I hope that was helpful, friend. All right. Chelsea, you are up next. Come on down and say hello. Wonderful, Brianna. I'm so excited for you, friend. Thank you. What happened January 8th, 2024? Chelsea. Hello. There. I think that's you. Chell Brink. I'm going to assume that's you. You guys, when I call your name, please do me a favor and say, hey, it's me, Chelsea, or hey, it's me, Mary, or whatever, just so I know I have the right person. It does help me a lot. Chelsea is up now, followed by Carol, Kelly, Melissa, Lainey, and Dorothy. Awesome. All right, Chelsea, here we go. Chelsea, as I come into your energy, I see someone sitting in lotus position, crisscross in the middle of a floor. There's something in a circle around you. I cannot tell if they're sound bowls, crystals. It feels physical in nature, but it's like in a circle around you, right? I feel as though you are in the center of this. There's a hesitation to reach out and grab any one of these for some reason, although I can't see why it's there. What I think is happening is your imposter syndrome is getting the best of you with some new tool that you're working on, as if you're holding yourself back because it doesn't look the way it does for someone else. I want to be very clear about this for you and everyone else in the room. You are an individual frequency, like a thumbprint. Things are only going to work a certain way for you, and they are not going to work the same for anyone else. The way you interpret things is colored by the lenses which you use, right? There's an imposter syndrome that's anchored down in your root. It's not even in your heart. It's in your root. That means it's been there a long time and was given to you by someone outside of you that made you think that you couldn't do something you could. I don't know where this comes from, but they're showing me not baby, not adult, like elementary school maybe. An embodying of a belief that I was told I can't do something, I'm limited somewhere or something like that. I also feel like I'm a little worried about judgment. What if I say this and it isn't true? Or what if this isn't true? Friend, if you are receiving it, you have to trust that it's true. Why would you talk yourself out of it? Higher self is not lying to you. Why would it? But trust. Your imposter syndrome is the only thing that's holding you back. I feel like once you let go of that imposter syndrome, you can reach out and take these tools. These tools help you to grow into your spirituality a little bit more, as if you're wearing shoes that are slightly too big for you. As you work with these tools, you expand to fit the shoe. You don't need a smaller shoe. You need to open up and let more energy in, right? I can't tell what these objects are around you. They might be sound bowls, they might be crystals. I really can't tell, but they're in a circle around you as you're sitting in lotus position. But it's as if you don't recognize that they're available tools for you. That's interesting. Yeah, very interesting. All right. This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. Chelsea, you've got to heal some wound down in that root that is making you think you can't do something. It is a belief that comes to you from outside of you, and all it's doing is causing dissension in your energy, and then imposter syndrome is coming up, weighing you down, making you think you can't do something. That self-doubt, friend, listen, it's all over your reading. That self-doubt has got to go. What my guides want you to understand, though, is once you get rid of that self-doubt, once you stop feeding your imposter syndrome, it opens you up to a feeling of joyous occasion, of coming home, of celebration, of belonging and fitting, as well as expansion into the bigger role that you have for yourself, like finally fitting the shoes that you have. My guides are asking you to remember that the missing component is belief in self. That's all it is belief in self. That's the only thing that's missing. So they need you to confront these feelings that you aren't good enough, that you can't do it, or whatever it is, and let them go. That way you can walk into the progress that's being offered to you, finding a feeling of resolution to your energy. Ooh, Chelsea. Okay, then. Man, imposter syndrome is so nasty. I don't like it. It is not my friend. He's not invited to my house. Right? We're all these wonderful creatures, and we all have these limiting beliefs that make us think we're not. You are way more powerful than you give yourself permission to believe. You are receiving nice and clear. It's your ego that gets in the way, right? Thank you, Chelsea. I appreciate you very much. Gail, welcome. All right, Carol, you are up. Come on down and say hello. Carol is up next, followed by Kelly, Melissa, Lainey, and Dorothy. I do still have 4 spots available if you are interested. Carol. Come on down. Just to remind you guys, make sure you're watching this live so that you aren't stuck in the back. Also, remember that the replay goes up on my channel almost immediately after the live is done. You can go back and rewatch your reading as many times as you want. I encourage you to do that. Usually, more information comes through the more often you watch it. I do offer private sessions. I'm currently only doing 30-minute sessions because I'm moving and I have to be able to get out of my house pretty quickly if I need to. I'm also limited in time when I can do them. So keep that in mind. Channel's chair tickets are on sale, as well as tickets to a ton of workshops. Make sure you check those out if you are interested. Carol, you are up, friend. Come on down, say hello. Make sure you say, hello, I'm Carol. Yes, rewatching is so helpful. I've heard that so many times from so many people. Carol is next, followed by Kelly, Melissa, Lainey, and Dorothy. Starting to get a little bit of a headache. I wonder what our magnetosphere is doing right now. Let's take a look. Yep, I could feel it. Our magnetosphere is starting to drain because of all this energy. Totally feel it. All right, Carol, where are you? Come on down. Carol M. Carol M. Carol, say hello. Oh, short for Leilani. Oh, I love that. Lainey, Lonnie, got it. All right, I'm going to write that down. Thank you, Lonnie, for correcting me. I appreciate it. I just now saw that. I don't know where she is. All right, so is Kelly here? So Carol, we're going to put a pin in Carol. Oh, there she is. I'm wondering if my clairs come online, if you have any. I feel intuitive but dense about them. Anything I need to know or do? Friend, yes. All right. So, Carol, I'm going to pull cards for you, but I'm going to have a conversation with you rather than really digging in here because I want to answer this question for you. What I want you to understand is that you have access to all the clairs, just like everybody else. There is not any one thing that you need to do in order to access them. But the thing you need to remember is the way you process things or the connection may be different than the way other people do. And the biggest problem for most people is they're holding on to a definition of what they think it's going to look like based on someone else's experience. For example, for a long time, I thought I wasn't clairaudient because I thought clairaudient meant that I was going to hear a voice like a booming, burning bush talking to me. And that's not what clairaudience means. Not for everybody. It rarely means that. Clairaudience for me is the chill bumps I get when I hear a song that has meaning to me, or it's the feeling or the tones that I hear as the energy changes. Clairaudience comes in many different colors, my friend. And this is where you are, is you're letting go of this feeling of everything has to look like it does for other people. Pay attention to your strengths. The other thing I want you to understand is that everyone can play the piano. Some people take more lessons than others. You're going to have some clairs that are stronger for you than others. The biggest clair that you have personally right now is your empathy. This is a clair, believe it or not. This is you picking up on the energy of others and wanting to empathize with them in the space. What that means is that your clairs, your energy is going to communicate through your body first. Your body is your biggest tool. Pay attention to how things feel in your body when you're having conversations with people, when you're doing little things. Also, something else for you to remember, Carol, I hope you're caught up on the live here. Something else to remember, Carol, is the way things work, okay, is it's a frequency. So you're tuning your dial. And if you have interference coming in when you're trying to tune your dial, it's going to get in the way. That interference is your ego. Remember, your intuition is never pushy. It's never mean. It's never loud. It's always the soft, quiet voice that comes first. I don't see any reason for any of your clairs to be blocked. I do think that your clairsentience is probably your strongest clair, but it's still in development. The more you work with them, the stronger they will become. There is nothing at all in your energy to indicate to me that there's any blockages keeping you from accessing these other than right up here. So Again, for you, the biggest thing is going to be getting out of what you think these clairs are going to look like, because that is based on someone else's experience, their lenses. You are a unique frequency, like a thumbprint. It's going to be unique for you, different than it is for anyone else. Right? I will also say meditation is key. I know everybody hates it when I say that, but meditation is key. Remembering, of course, that the purpose of meditation is not to receive some big giant message from source, but it's to turn down the volume on all the noise around you so that you can actually hear what's being offered to you always. Source never stops the flow of information to you. Never. The problem is we don't listen and the outside world gets very loud. So, meditation turns down the outside volume so that we can listen to the voice that's already there. It's just practice. I promise you, Carol, it's just practice. Using tools can be helpful if using if using like a dowsing rod or a pendulum or cards or crystals helps you to feel like you're tapping in, then absolutely utilize those tools. That's why they're there. But you have that inherent gift of being able to connect just like everybody else. It's just that our ego gets in the way and makes us think that we don't. So we use these tools until we can get past that ego. You have good, strong connection. There's no reason for you to think that you don't. And this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. My guides are asking you to move out of the apathy that you're in, the feeling of nothing's working, I can't do this, it's not working like this. And they want you to focus on your inner strength. The other side of this is your insecurities. This is what's holding you back from seeing the strength that you actually have. So they're asking you to buckle down, make the commitment, get regular in your practices, make sure that you're incorporating meditation into your life, protect your peace. Right? These are things that you do so that you can hear that inner voice. My guides want you to know there is an ineffective team around you. That just means that there are people around you that are feeding this feeling that makes you think that you're not enough, regardless if it's on purpose or not. It's still happening. So we have to learn to turn down the voices outside of us so that we can step back into a sense of personal empowerment. I understand it may be disappointing that some of these gifts don't work the way you wanted to. I would love to be a medium. I would love to be a medium. I would love to communicate with dead people. It doesn't work that way for me. It just doesn't. And I have to be okay with that. My guides want you to understand you have all the emotional wisdom that you need in order to connect. The problem is you get too in your head and you get out of balance because you're listening to things outside rather than inside. The best piece of help you can give yourself is simply allowing yourself to believe what you are receiving and stop talking yourself out of it. You do not have to share it with anybody, but you at least have to believe yourself in order to allow more information to come forward. That's how law of attraction works, right? If you tell yourself this isn't real, then law of attraction is going to give you all these reasons to make you think this isn't real or to confirm that for you, because that's how it works. But if you allow yourself to believe I am doing this, this is real, it will give you all kinds of information that allows you, right, to see reflections of this. You're being asked to step outside of your comfort zone. I'm asking you to step outside of your comfort zone. I'm asking you to try something different, try something new, right? Step outside of your comfort zone. Carol, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. I finished up your reading. I think you're on the delay, Carol. Hopefully you see it. Remember, guys, make sure you are caught up to the live if you're getting a reading. It is 10:27 where I am. If you're delayed, you may not see the reading as it comes forward, and that can cause all kinds of issues. All right. Make sure that you are here in the live, right, at the time. Carol, I hope that works for you. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. There's nothing blocking you except you. And not to be rude, but that happens to everybody. That's how it is for almost everybody. All right, Kelly, you are up. Come on down and say hello. I am ready for you, Kelly. I hope you're ready for me. Hi, Kim. Welcome. Hey, hey. Good to see you, Kelly. My pinned messages are not there. Weird. Now I can't see my own pinned messages. That's odd. I don't know. All right, Kelly. As I come into your energy, the very first thing I'm noticing is that I think you're very underestimated, friend. I think there's some people around you that really underestimate you. And I don't know why they're doing this or where that's coming from, but it's pretty dominant. I almost feel as though your intelligence is underestimated. Like, I don't know why. I also feel like this plays a role in your root, as if over time, so many people underestimating you has caused you to underestimate yourself as well. This feels as though it's untangling itself a little bit, like there's been some evidence presented to you in such a way that allows you to feel as though you're finally connecting more deeply. So what they're showing me, I'm going to just explain to you what I'm seeing, the visuals that I'm getting. They're showing me something that like looks almost like a saran wrap, right? And it's around this little object, and this little object looks to me like a crystal, but I am understanding that this is belief in self, and the understanding that I have this deep connection. There's this saran wrap all around it that feels like it's full of doubt, but it also feels like it comes from outside of me. But over time, it got wrapped and wrapped and wrapped, and now I'm slowly peeling back the layers on this feeling of confidence in self. For whatever reason, people underestimated you or have underestimated you for a long time, as if you have something to say, but they don't want to listen. So you stop talking. Friend, you got to bring your voice right back to this table. And when people ask you, what do I bring to the table? I would really like you to turn around and look at them and go, I ain't your waitress. Right? So you are enough. You are wonderful. You have great energy. You have very good intelligence. I feel like you're really smart, like whip smart. Like I feel like you're seeing beyond the layers in front of you. I do feel like you don't have a lot of confidence in what you're picking up, as if people have talked you out of it for a long time. And now they're asking you to bring this back to the front surface of your energy. Put this back in the forefront. This confidence, this knowing in self. They really want you to put that back up there. This usually happens when there's something coming forward in your energy that's going to require you to believe in yourself and take some steps. This can be an opportunity that's presented to you that previously you would have said, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that for whatever reason, right? They're asking you to come forward and trust yourself, and do not underestimate yourself. There's an opportunity making its way to you in your energy that normally I feel like you would say, oh no, I can't do that. It's not that you cannot do it. That is a lie. It is you believe that it's too difficult for you because someone else told you that you couldn't do it. Kind of like someone saying, hey, you want to go to the beach with me? And you go, no, I can't do it. I don't know how to swim. You don't know how to swim? Well, that can be remedied, friend. It doesn't mean you can't swim. It means you don't know how to swim, right? So there's this feeling of don't tell yourself you cannot do something just because you don't know how. They are not the same thing, okay? Not knowing how and not being able are different, and you are perfectly able, okay? It's just that someone told you, whenever it was, or many someone's told you and underestimated you. You have embodied this, and it's permeating different areas of your life. I don't think it's everywhere, but it feels like in some pretty big areas. There is an opportunity coming forward for you, a real world physical opportunity that's going to be offered to you that you would normally say, oh, I can't do that. But before you say, I can't do that, I want you to figure out, can you do it? And you just don't know how, right? Like, this is important, all right? I love that, Brianna. All right. Kelly, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. What my guides want you to understand, Kelly, is you need to buckle down and believe in yourself, because there is an opportunity that's coming forward for you that if you allow yourself to embrace it, it's going to open you up to a ton of feelings of victory. This is victory. This is, I did it. This is satisfaction in self. This is, oh my gosh, I actually did it feeling coming all the way forward, right? My guides also want you to understand that this brings with it a sense of renewal, a sense of stability. King of Pentacles coming out saying, I got your back. And listen, another M class flare just went off. Since I've been live, we've had an X class and 2 M class flares. This is insane. You're reliable, friend. The King of Pentacles is like, I got your back, sister. Don't worry about it. Don't let these other people talk you out of it. Your self-doubt is being stepped all over because you got to get rid of it. You're literally standing at the head of the trail. They're calling you forward and they want you to step into your time of empowerment. This is your time. Be the power that you see in others. Allow yourself to trust that it's there. You have all the knowledge you need to be successful and you stand right on the edge of potential. You just have to be willing to take that step. Tiny successes are like wet, sticky snowflakes. They can snowball. Absolutely. Yes, snowflake sounds like magical, sparkly seeds being planted. Yes, I love that. I love that, Brianna. Kelly, thank you so much. I feel bad for all those people that underestimated you, friend. They're about to get a hard lesson. Thank you so much. So my website is the best way to schedule a session with me, a private session. It is the only way to schedule a private session with me. It's consciouslyerin.com, just to keep it easy. Melissa, you are up. I know you're here. I know I can't pin you, but I know you're here. Lonnie is up after that. Then Dorothy and Jennifer. I have 3 spots left, friends. 3 spots left. Melissa, you are up. Michelle, I got you. If you guys have a question, Michelle, I see that you put a question. I can only see the first word will. So I can't see your question. So when it's your turn, put your question in the comments if you have a question. Otherwise, I'll just do a general reading. I'm happy to do questions as long as you're not asking me about anybody else. All right. Melissa. Yeah, she's right. Whitney is 100% right. All right. Yeah, all the energy, Dorothy. Totally get it. Melissa, who told you you couldn't have that? Listen, I love you very much, friend. But when I come into your energy, I am looking at someone standing outside of like a department store window. It's like the kid with the Red Ryder BB gun, right? I only have 1 spot left, just FYI. I see you standing outside of this big, beautiful window and you're looking inside. You got your hands cupped around it like this and you're looking inside and there's this feeling of longing to be there, but feeling as if I'll never make it. And while I understand that whatever it is that you're looking at might be a little ways away, there's no reason that you can't have that. I don't know what it is that you're looking at in the window, but it feels full of satisfaction. It feels not satisfaction like I'm self-satisfied, but a feeling of this feels good. This feels comfortable. I'm allowed to be comfortable in my life. I don't have to constantly be striving for something. I don't have to constantly be chasing. I do understand it feels like I don't know if maybe you're overworking yourself or something and feeling like it. So I want to address for you and everyone this feeling that you can only achieve things in your life through hard work. That's a lie that we've all been told, and it's not true. I'm living proof. I don't work hard at anything I do. I just love what I do, and it propagates itself. That saying that if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life is 100% true. And anyone who works for themselves doing what they love will absolutely echo that sentiment to you. I feel like you've told yourself or you have a belief that you can't do something because it doesn't feel like hard work or something like that. And so you've put a barrier between yourself and whatever it is. That's a fallacy. You have full access and can absolutely achieve and receive this. It just feels like for whatever reason at the moment, you tend to be holding yourself back from it. Again, maybe this is something from the outside that's coming into your ears and making you build this sort of glass wall, but the fact that you can see through it tells me that you can reach it. I don't know how to tell you to get there, but it just feels like you're holding yourself back from something that you've told yourself isn't for you. Like, I can never own a house on the beach. I'll never have that. Well, I mean, it may be true that there are some things that have to come into alignment to allow you to receive that, but that doesn't mean those things can't happen. And very similar to the reading before you, there's an imposter syndrome that's kind of in there that feels like it came from somewhere outside of you. And it feels like something very specific. This doesn't feel like a general thing. You're looking through the window at something very specific that you want, and it feels material in nature, like a house or a car or a something. And it feels like it's too much work for me to receive this, but that's not necessarily true. You just have to find a way to work smarter, not harder, right? And I know that's hard to do, but honestly, that's true, and that's how it works, okay? Melissa, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. They want you to follow after your inspiration. The inspiration that you're seeing in that window, it has a path forward for you. Girl, my light just like almost exploded. That was weird. Okay, they want you to follow your inspiration as much as possible, letting go of the heartbreak that you're telling yourself is keeping you from reaching that. Kathy, I got you, and my list is closed for today, friends. Kathy got that last spot. Melissa, it's okay to ask for help too. You simply don't have to do this by yourself, but make sure that the people that you're bringing in to help you with this are actually on the same page of you, that they believe in you, that they help, that they want to see you succeed. A lot of people on the down low say that and don't. Right? Because jealousy is ugly and it rears its ugly head and will hold you back. My guys are telling me you're walking into a space of family abundance, but it requires you to go after the thing that is inspiring you, the thing in the window that you see. They want you to take steps in that direction. The way you do that is by letting go of trying to control how it happens and simply stop avoiding it. Right? You have to have the conviction moving forward that you can do this, and it will bring with it a sense of resilience and I did this. Your creative vision is probably the key to helping you do this. Again, I don't know what I'm seeing in the window, right? But you're looking in the window at something that feels like you've told yourself it's out of reach or you can't get it for some reason. And that's just not true. Whew. Melissa. Hello, Beth. Melissa, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. I hope it was helpful. Thank you so very much. Lonnie, you are up next. Do me a favor, you guys. If you've not gone out and giving a thumbs up to the reading, to the live, please do that. It does help me so very much. Lonnie is up next, followed by Dorothy, Jennifer, Michelle, Taryn, and Kathy. That is the list for today. I do not think I'm going to be live on Thursday. I don't know for sure, but I don't think so. I will be live tomorrow on another platform, but I won't have the replay. Well, thank you so much. Lonnie, come on down and say hello. Lonnie, you are next. Guys, make sure that you're live, that you're not in the lag or the delay so that your reading is where you are. Lonnie, where are you? After Lonnie is Dorothy, then Jennifer, Michelle, Taryn, and Kathy. Boy, I can feel the energy, man. The magnetosphere has got to be draining. It's got to be draining because I can totally feel it in my head. Oh my goodness. This energy is going to be something else. All right. So Lonnie is up. After Lonnie is Jennifer. Let's make sure Jennifer is here and ready. Yeah, make sure you're not watching on the delay. It is 10:42 Central Time right now where I am. So make sure you're not watching on the delay. Oh, no, Jennifer's not next. Dorothy's next. My bad. Lonnie is up. Dorothy is up after. Ooh. Oh. Boy, it's really getting me today. Dorothy is up after Lonnie. Dorothy, are you present in the room, friend? Are you here? Bueller. Hi, Dorothy. So we're going to do Dorothy's reading. Hopefully Lonnie is in the room and comes back up at some point, and we will do her reading. But we're going to go ahead and do Dorothy since she's here and ready. After Dorothy is Jennifer. So Jennifer, I hope you're here and you're ready as well. Dorothy, Lonnie, there you are. Okay. All right. Dorothy, I'm going to do Lonnie, and then I promise I will get back to you. You guys make sure you're not on the delay. There we go. All right, Gen Xer, love it. Lonnie. Lonnie, you're about to take off. When I look at you, the first thing I see is purple, followed up by these giant wings that open up. This is a sensation of being able to take flight and haven't yet lifted off. The purple coming in is a very specific color to the crown. This is a beautiful, powdery, light purple color filtering in without any like force. This is very naturally grounding into your energy. And I'm seeing wings opening up behind you. Usually when I see this combination, it is a signal of getting ready to take off because the energy is purple. This leads me to believe it has to do with your metaphysical side. That doesn't mean it won't have physical reflections, but this is metaphysical in nature, as if you just opened up a brand new present and started out with something. This feels like a connection that's come online relatively recently. Maybe it's starting out nice and quiet, but it's getting louder as it comes to the surface. The more you embody this, the faster it will go. This gives you wings and the ability to fly or take off from where you are. It's as if you've been waiting for this to happen or something. I do feel like, of course, like everybody, there's probably a little bit of imposter syndrome down in there, but I'm here to tell you and confirm to you for the what you're receiving is absolutely going to happen. That purple is very guided, but it's not forced, which is so nice to see. It's not like you're trying to chase after it. I feel like you've opened up to allow. And in doing this, you've reduced the resistance to it. And now that energy is filtering in. This gives you wings, friends. This takes you somewhere new, getting you to lift off from the space where you are and change frequencies somehow. This feels very metaphysical in nature. And while it may have a physical reflection, the main component of this is metaphysical. It feels like a clair or a gift or something finally filtering in because I stopped trying to make it happen and started to allow it to happen. It may look slightly different than you expected, but the feeling is still there and the clarity is still there. I got you, Lonnie. I think you're on delay. All right, Lonnie, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. You are walking into a state of expansion. These are the wings opening for you, but they tell me that there's a tower moment that has to happen first. This is letting go of the feeling of I have to force it to happen. I have to make it look like anyone else or any of those things. And while I think you've done a good job getting through most of those, I do also feel like there's a few remnants hanging on, disbelief of some kind, sort of hanging on a little bit. My guides are very clearly telling me that you are about to expand in a pretty meaningful way. It is definitely connected to your crown, which is really exciting. This is the balancing out of some karma. That tells me there's a lesson in here to be learned, as if you've told yourself you didn't have a connection for a long time, and now you realize that you have it, and you're bringing to balance these two energies. I understand, and am acknowledging that this may make you feel vulnerable as you step into this because you're trying something something you've never done before, but that's not a reason to avoid doing it. As you start to embrace this through your creative vision, whatever that looks like, through meditation or singing or dancing or creating something in some way, this is what gives this energy wings and helps you take off, is by fueling your creativity. So make time for yourself, friend. Tell yourself, remind yourself that your creative projects don't have to be viewed or enjoyed by anyone but you. But by enabling creativity to flow, you open up energy to come forward much more easily, helping to shore up that belief. So make better decisions about where you're spending the time, especially now as you're starting to open up in this metaphysical area. It really matters on what you are focused. They're also telling me there's some pieces of you that are a little bit neglected, as if you haven't made time for yourself recently. And the more you make time for yourself, the more this will come forward. My guides also want you to understand that the King of Pentacles is coming forward, and he's going to be there. He's going to get your back. He's got you. So stability is there. You don't have to be, you don't have to hold yourself back, right? You don't have to do that. Just step forward into this. I hope you got all that, Lonnie, because, friend, that's very exciting for me to see. You're about to step forward into some serious growth in your metaphysical space. And while I don't know what that looks like, it feels explosive in nature, and it may overwhelm you. So slow down and take your time. All right. Yes, the replay will be live. It will be up as soon as the live is over. So you can go back and rewatch it as many times as you want. Lonnie, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate you very, very much. We're all good, right? All right. Dorothy. Every time I say the name Dorothy, I hear from Wizard of Oz, Dorothy. All right, Dorothy, you're up. After Dorothy is Jennifer, then Michelle, Taryn, and Kathy. Ooh, my crown is tingling. Come on down, Dorothy. I'm ready to read for you. Make sure, you guys, that you are live, that you have caught up, that you're not in the delay, just to make it easier for you. There you are. I'm so sorry, Dorothy, about that. I'm ready to get going. She's up. Here we go. All right. So, Dorothy, as I come into your energy, the very first thing I see is your root. It's a little bit out of balance. This usually is an indication that something in your physical environment is changing. I don't see a whole lot of activity in that sacral chakra. Root and heart seem connected on this. So something feels like it's changing in your physical environment that's tugging on your heartstrings a bit. This is smaller than world issues. This is personal issues or something in your personal family or personal space, something going on here that's tugging at those heartstrings, as if maybe I don't know if I'm angry about it or sad about it. There's a lot of mixed emotions around it. Sometimes I see this when people are transitioning, right? Transitioning from either working to retired or finding a new job, or you're moving away from a relationship into a new relationship. Your adult children are moving out, your children are moving in, something like this. Usually this type of transition can bring up that kind of energy, and it's hard for me to pinpoint the emotion tied to it because it's kind of mixed. There isn't any like anxiety around it at all. It's almost like, I'm sad it has to end kind of thing. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is pretty active. That tells me it's relatively soon in your energy. It feels physical in nature, something outside of you can see and are aware of the changing method, you're aware of the changes. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it may be uncomfortable. Often this can be the end of a job, a relationship, or something that in the moment feels uncomfortable. But on the far side of it, when you get on the other side, you can actually see the amount of opportunity that it's bringing forward. I can't tell you what this is. I can't see it. So I don't know what it is, but something feels like it's coming to a very natural end. This is not like something blowing up. This feels like a very natural end to something. All right. Dorothy, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. My guides are saying, listen, you're looking to retire. I get it. Dorothy, The disharmony that's in your energy is only because there's this push-pull in your energy of this is what I want, but I'm afraid, or I don't know how it's going to happen, or whatever it is. There's a push-pull. What my guides want you to understand is that you're literally walking into a state of expansion, and the dreams and desires that you have for yourself are much closer at hand than you think they are. They're telling me that you are walking into a brighter future, something that feels better for you, but you have consequences that are holding you up. The feeling of waiting for the right time or whatever it is, there's something holding you up from reaching this. And they're telling me that this is the time to reevaluate those things. The restlessness that you feel is simply because you're closer to where you're going than where you are. And they are acknowledging that it's not necessarily going to be an easy transition. Smooth and easy are not the same, right? I don't feel like the problems are going to be outside of you. They're inside of you, coming along with transitioning into something unknown. So they're asking you to release, let go, and allow it to happen while making a commitment to yourself to follow through on those things that make you feel inspired, because the more inspired you feel, the more clarity you will have about the situation. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you, Lonnie. Whew. Dorothy, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I hope it was helpful. Boy, I'm telling you guys, the energy is starting to kick my butt. Oh, it's starting to kick my butt. I can totally feel it in my head. That magnetosphere, it must be draining big time. Oh, yeah. Thank you, friend. It has been intense, and I don't think it's going to let up. All right. Jennifer, you are up. Hi, Jennifer. All right, Jennifer. Remember, if you have a specific question, you can let me know. I just can't see it if you put it as a note on your payment. Someone had a question, but I couldn't see it. So just want that out there. All right, Jennifer. Michelle, remind me of that when it's your turn. For next time, I'll come back to that, okay? All right, Jennifer, here we go. So as I look at your energy, Jennifer, the main color I see is yellow, and it's beautiful, soft yellow with a golden rim. That's exciting. Yellow is the color of the solar plexus. It's the seat of how we see ourselves in the world. It's also the home to creative expression. The more you allow yourself to creatively express, the more authentic you will feel. There's something about yourself and your self-expression that has an opportunity to it. So the golden color is the golden ring of opportunity. It's all around your solar plexus. There's an idea or something that you have that you're interested in, or something that has an opportunity tied to it. This feels like it has a real physical world connotation, as if it's an action or a service that you might provide or something like that. And it has, I can't say it enough, this golden ring of opportunity. I do feel like there's some resistance in this, like as if I'm seeing a list of chores I have to do. Well, I can't do that because I have this and this and this and this. Yeah, okay, those chores may all be there, but that doesn't make it any less possible for you to access and utilize the golden ring that's been offered to you, friend. It's actually really exciting to see it. This feels creative in nature. It feels like one of those things that once you start doing this, you don't work a day in your life because you enjoy it. It feels like it involves other people, although I can't see it, and maybe a tool. They're showing me the hands out like this, as if ready to receive a tool that's going to be placed there, even though I can't see what it is right now. This very much has a physical world connotation and reflection, as if it's something that I do or put out into the physical world that has an opportunity around it. What the opportunity is, I don't know. I don't know if it's a job. I don't know if it's a house. I don't know if it's a relationship. I don't know. But the authenticity is what's fueling the opportunity. The more you allow yourself to genuinely express who you are and stop hiding little pieces of you, another flare just came through. Oh my God. The more opportunity you will have. Jennifer, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. My guides are telling me, friend, that you're about to move into a phase of family abundance. They're asking for your patience as you work towards this. You are learning to balance your authenticity with what you put out there, and it's not necessarily an easy seesaw, right? My guides are telling me that you are making good progress in this direction, but you have to release the need for everyone to understand what you're doing, and a reminder that you don't have to tell anybody about your idea until you're ready. Wait to share your ideas until you have so much confidence in them that it doesn't matter what anyone else says, right? That's very important. They're asking you to make the commitment to whatever this is that you are feeling so that you can bring it forward, because that's where all your inner strength is found. It brings with it a sense of liberation and strength. Hello. That's exciting. You're going to have support through this. I know you feel like you're doing it by yourself, but you're not. You have support. There's all kinds of support around you. I just don't think it's as clear as you think it is, as you want it to be. There are people who are watching and seeing you grow, and they're a little afraid to take the steps, and maybe you're the inspiration for them. Let go of those youthful emotions that you have to fit into somebody else's box, because your dreams and desires, my friend, are in the palm of your hands. They are in the palm of your hands, Jennifer. That's very exciting. Oh my gosh, the heat today is unbelievable. It's not like I'm getting these surges today. It is full on nonstop, just heat radiating out of my body, and my hiccups are bad, my sneezes are bad. All of this, boy, the energy is just off the chart. It's off the chart. I have so much hair. This is not going to hold it. Off the chart. What are my thoughts on these large X flares and the effects on our bodies and the energies? That's a great questions for the channels chair. Jennifer, thank you so much. Michelle, you are up, and I know you had a question about moving. I'm coming back up here. This is for Michelle's reading. Will I move part-time to Montana? I'm not an expert in numerology. I'm not going to tap into the numbers, but I'm going to pull on the energy here. I got you, Shelly. I see you. So, Shelly, I come into your energy. I think the answer is yes. Here's when it's going to happen, though, not when you expect. I feel like this is coming later than you expected. I think there's an unexpected thing that happens that delays this. Okay. I feel like as if I have momentum, like I don't know what it is that's getting you to move to Montana part-time, but what this feels like, I'm just going to come up with some metaphors. It feels like as if you've been offered a job and the job is like, yes, come move out here. Everything's going to be great. So you start packing and moving to go in that direction. And then something happens and the job changes or it gets taken or something. And there's a disappointment that happens. The key is going to be to not let the disappointment suck you down the drain, because it is not something that's telling you it's not going to happen. It's a redirection to realign you with a better way for it to happen. So hear me when I say this very clearly. Yes, this is absolutely active in your energy enough to be a probability. However, there is something that happens between now and when that happens to make you question this. And that's because it's stepping on a trigger. The manifestation of moving to Montana has a lot of shadows in it. All of those shadows have to be dissolved before you can line up with the frequency of living in Montana, right? So the feeling here is there's some event in between where you are now and moving to Montana that happens. And that event has two possibilities. You can allow the event to completely derail you and pull you off track and cause you to go down the rabbit hole and spin out of control. Or you can look at it for what it is, which is simply a redirection, because whatever was getting you there is not in alignment with what you want to feel when you get there. Almost like the job fell through, but you find out later that the job would have required way more of you than you were willing to give. So the short answer is yes, but there's a but to it, and then a yes. Yes, but yes. Okay. So don't get pulled down. Don't get pulled down. Don't get pulled down. Don't let it redirect you too much. Pay attention. Trust that it's taking you there. Something about the way you're getting there right this minute, or the way you think you're going to get there this minute, is out of sequence. It's out of alignment with what you want to feel when you get there. If you're looking for a sense of freedom, you can't take a job that's going to require you to work 60 hours a week and line up with a sense of freedom, n'est-ce pas? So you have to allow yourself instead to flow into this, okay? Don't let the thing that happens derail you. Please don't let it derail you. Michelle, here's what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. The ambition that you have to move here is absolutely what's driving you forward, and you get the family abundance card telling me that you'll have what you need when you need it. However, there is the feeling of self-sacrifice. This is that event. There is something that's going to make you feel like you have to sacrifice something that you want when you get to Montana, but that's not the right thing for you. There is no need to sacrifice anything, right? It's just something is out of alignment. So they're asking for you, when that happens, they want you to let go of this. Don't get drawn down into it, because that's when you're going to start to see real progress, is as you work your way through that shadow. Allowing yourself to believe in this and what is possible is part of the issue. You have to allow some healing to happen for old wounds and make the commitment to yourself that you're not going to back down just because there's a speed bump, right? So very much yes, absolutely, but, right? Yes, but. I hate the buts. Butts are such a pain in the butt. But. I have so much hair. When I was a kid, I could only put a ponytail holder around my hair once. Like, I couldn't even fold it over and put it through. I've lost hair since then, but still. This camera is so weird. This is my good side. I wish the camera was more on this side. This is not my good side. This is my good side. Right? I don't know. All right. We're down to the last two readings. Taryn and Kathy, you are up. Yeah, that headache is there for sure. I can feel it brewing. I'm going to have to drown myself in some water here in a little bit. Make sure, you guys, that you are hydrated with this energy. Please make sure that you're hydrated. It will help to get the energy to move through you. Water is a conductor. It will help. Good water, clean water. Don't drink out of a ditch. Okay. Tea, pop. Tea is okay. Pop is not okay. Make sure that you are drinking water today, especially. Yeah. All right. Taryn, are you from Illinois? Are you part of the big Conant family out here? All right, Taryn. Ooh, you spicy. Montana. Nice. Right where that other person wants to go. Huh. Interesting. How about that confirmation? All right, Taryn. When I look at your energy, friend, you got some spice in your energy. I like it. A little spicy. Okay. Listen, just because someone can't handle you doesn't mean you need to turn your volume down, right? Please don't reduce yourself to fit in someone else's spot. You have this beautiful, spicy energy to you. It's like a phoenix with little sparks coming out all around it. You've been through a lot. Clearly, you've been through a lot and have risen from the ashes. There is no reason that I can possibly think of for you to give that power away to anybody else. I need you to own that. I need you to fully, with both hands, own the shit out of that. All right? Because you overcame a lot to get where you are, and you have far yet to go. So don't let somebody who is unable to handle your spice tell you need to be bland. Kindly invite them to go find less, right? Don't change yourself for anybody. Your spice is beautiful, and it's there purposely. It helped get you through a lot of things, and it's going to help motivate you to move forward. We need people like you. We need people who bring truth to the surface. We need this, right? We don't need more iPhones. We need more individuality, right? I do feel like there's some people around you that either are uncomfortable or don't like the spiciness that you have, but again, not their thing, right? Kindly invite them to go find less. This feels like a very big, dominant piece of your energy. It almost feels like, so just to tell you guys something a little personal, it took a while for my husband to recognize that I was actually working when I do this, right? Because for him, he defines work as hard. He doesn't like his job. He hates his job. He doesn't want to go to his job. So when I started doing something I actually liked, he struggled to recognize that it was still work. And that led to some conflict, right? He obviously got over it because, friend, I ain't stopping what I'm doing. But it took a minute, right? And I feel like there's some kind of dissonance somewhere around you with people that you care about or something that are making you question something about yourself. But I'm here to clearly tell you, no, don't let them change how you see yourself for any reason. Okay. Don't hold back on your spice. This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. The mental strife that you're feeling is coming from outside of you, not inside of you. It's because other people around you are struggling to keep up, or maybe you're reflecting to them their own ignorance. I don't know what it is, but somebody or someone's around you is unhappy with your energy and it feels like it's trying to draw you down. It is not your job to walk to tippy toe around all the eggshells that they dropped on the ground. You can give them a broom and they can sweep it up themselves. You know what I'm saying? As you start to let go of everybody else's opinion, there are things that are going to start to change very quickly for you, because the belief that you have in yourself is the fuel to your fire. The bigger it gets, the faster you go. This is a lesson in self-sufficiency, in learning I don't need everyone to understand me in order to understand myself. You are a BFD. Trust it. This brings you into not only a state of progress, but brings King of Pentacles to keep up the back and go, I got your back, friend. You're going to be fine. Don't worry about anybody else. This puts you back into a state of balance, noticing that on the other side of this is manipulation, which is what's going on with the people around you. This puts you back into a state of balance. This brings you back into alignment with your higher self. Notice it's you and your higher self. Ain't nobody else invited to this party. What that does is it puts you at the doorway to your path, friend. I'm telling you, Taryn, if someone says you're too much for them, instead of going, oh, I'm sorry, blah, blah, no. Well, you can go find less. If you can't handle it, you know? Triggers are, one of the things I dislike the most in this world is we've gotten very used to when someone says, you're triggering me. We're like, oh, let me stop. Oh my gosh. No. What is your purpose? Kathy. Friend, let's have a conversation. Kathy, I'm going to pull cards for you, but we're going to have a really good conversation. I want you to hear every word I say. The purpose of your life is you, and I need you to believe that you are that special. Life in and of itself is just life. But when you come here, it is the contrast that you experience, the choices that you make, and the love that you feel that gives your life meaning. Your purpose does not exist outside of you. Once you tap into the feeling of, oh, you mean I'm special enough for me to be the whole reason I'm here? It opens doors for you, right? The side effect of realizing that your purpose is you in this life is then you want to help other people. That's a side effect. It is not a purpose. So the best thing I can tell you is to go after the things that make you feel good, to allow yourself to believe that you are special and worthy enough to absolutely receive anything that's being offered to you. Source will never hold things back for you, and Source is not testing you. That's you. That's you and all your insecurities rising up to the surface and causing a scene. Source is pure love. It is illogical to think that it would test you for any reason. It has no reason to test you. It loves you. It wants to give you everything you have. Why would it say, now pass this test so you can have it? That's your third grade teacher. That's not your test. That's not your source, right? So Kathy, your purpose in life is simply to live your life to the best and the fullest possibility that you can. That means embracing the things you're excited about and not letting someone talk you out of it because they don't get it. It means allowing yourself to be creative and silly and fun and not think that everything has to be hard work all the time. We are in a physical environment that has taught us that we are backwards, that we have to work for the satisfaction of others. And that's not the truth. The more satisfied you are with yourself, the easier life moves. Manifestation is not about hard work. It is simply resonance between you and the frequency that you have assigned to whatever that manifestation is. But yet we hold ourselves back because we don't think we're worthy. Friend, you know what makes you special? Let me tell you. 99.9% of this world is walking around with their fingers in their ears and their eyes closed. You have opened your eyes and taken your fingers out of yours. That makes you special. That makes you worthy by default. You are simply just at the very beginning of things, and you are just tapping into all the possibility that is you. There is nothing that you're doing wrong other than letting other people get in your head. Meditation is highly important when you're starting to tap into this, not because you go into meditation and get big, giant, booming voices with messages, because the purpose of meditation is to entrain your energy to calm so that you can receive the energy that is always being sent to you by source that you don't pay attention to. Think of it much more like photosynthesis, right? The plant receives the sunlight. It goes through photosynthesis and turns it into sugar. You receive the sunlight. You go into meditation. You turn it into energy. You turn it into information, right? So the purpose of meditation is turn the volume down on everything around you so you can hear the voice inside of you. Your inner self will always whisper. It will never argue with you, and it will never shout at you. It's not going to fight with you. If you're telling yourself you're unworthy, your higher self is like, okay, until you decide you're not, and it goes, okay. Every question you ask, the answer is okay. The answer is yes, because you are in control, and I need you to understand that. I think you've been at the mercy of other people. I don't know if maybe you had a religious upbringing or not, but sometimes that's where that comes from. Do as I do, not as I say. Friend, you're the one driving the car. Why would you give anybody else a steering wheel, right? You are a powerful creator. You just don't understand that yet. Things have to go through many iterations to get from superposition in the 5D to manifested in the 3D. And we live in a limited physical environment. You want to fly, you can't grow wings because you're a physical human being, but you can learn how to fly an airplane. Okay. And this is what's helpful for you. And my guides need you to understand that you are not wrong or bad or indifferent because of anything. You're doing things the right way, but it takes time to let go of a lot of these teachings that you have. And each time a trigger comes up, pull yourself out of the emotion. Stop. Look at the situation, acknowledge the emotion. This is what happened, and this is how I feel about it. And that's okay. I'm allowed to feel this way. I'm going to fully feel my emotions and let it out of my system. Emotion, energy in motion. It is an indicator of where you are in the moment, frequency-wise and alignment-wise. You don't feel good, you're not in alignment. Feel good, you're in alignment. It's very, very simple, and they're just asking you to listen to this. This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. Kathy, they're asking you to have better judgment. You have to let people have their own thoughts and beliefs and not make them your own. There are a lot of people around you who still have their eyes closed, and that's okay. This is going to require you to confront some things that you think you know about yourself or the world around you that aren't necessarily true. The limitations, that I can't do it, that someone's better than me, that I'm not special. You have to confront and let go of those things. This is what opens the door for expansion, helping you to step into your inspiration. Your biggest work and what you're going through right now is a series of self-evaluation, your shadow period, friend. You have to walk through the shadow in order to find the sun. And the shadow are all the things you think you have to do or be or understand in order to achieve what you want. You got to let it go. You are too in your head about this. Your intuition lives in your heart, not your head. You are just at the beginning of your awakening experience, friend. And remember, it's not a one-time thing. Awakening experiences are lifelong. Once it starts, it does not stop. It is not an event and then you integrate. It is continuous. All right. So make the commitment to yourself to not listen to these other people. Get out of your head. Twice they've said this to you. Out of your head, because there's a ton of potential there. There's a ton of potential there for you. Whew. Kathy, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate you very, very much. Right. So, Dorothy, here's something I'm going to say to help you with that. Okay. So, I've been married to my husband for almost 28 years. Oh my gosh, almost 28 years. I'm not even that old. I know him very well. Okay. He's a very practical, evidence-based person. So when I told him I wanted to leave the university where there was a lot of prestige because I have all these letters behind my name, made me feel important, made me look important. I have a big office, all this stuff. When I told him I want to leave that for this, It broke his brain. He couldn't understand it. But you can't explain something to someone who doesn't have the framework to even understand what you're saying. So, what I did was I asked him this. How about if I don't ask you to trust this, but I just ask you to trust me? Trust me. Trust that I know that this is right for me. And trust that if it doesn't work out, if it isn't working and we in 6 months we'll come back, and if you are uncomfortable, if you don't feel like it's working, we will reevaluate the situation, but I need you to trust me enough to let me take these steps. Otherwise, I'm always going to wonder. And look how well it worked out. He doesn't have to understand what you're doing. He just has to be able to trust you. That's all. All right, you guys. Kathy, thank you again. Everybody, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, for being here with you guys. Yeah, these flares are on fire. I'm already getting a headache from it, so I know it's coming. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon. It was lovely. Lovely to be here with you. My energy is so crazy that I am burping and sneezing and hiccuping and hot and all the stuff. So this is going to be a strong one, you guys. Please keep that in mind. Stay hydrated and ground. And I will see you on the flip side. The live will be up soon. Whitney, thank you again, everybody. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day.